Hey everybody, and welcome back to another exciting episode of the VOD Squad, the show where we talk about streaming technology. This is episode 156, the day before Halloween 2019. I am Clyde, and today I am joined by Matthew Ross.
Hey everybody.
And Michael Aston.
Hello everyone.
How you guys doing?
This week has been very busy because of just regular, work stuff. Plus, on top of that, Halloween and getting costumes ready. I feel like my costume is not quite 100% there, and it's going to be okay, I think. But wish it was better.
Rock on. Yeah, I think if I do follow through, my costume will be probably a parka and pajamas.
A green parka? Are you like being the green hero in like those?
No, just
M. Night Shyamalan
just
movies,
my
or?
normal. I don't want to die. It's so cold outside. Parka.
Yeah, what's the weather like out there?
Actually, it is green. It is green, but it's more of a plaid.
I understand that the weather out there is cold. That's what the weather's like.
Well, I mean, it's technically still warm here, because it's above zero. So, I don't care.
Yeah, we're all like putting on parkas because it's 45 outside.
Well, that is cold. That is freezing cold. Well, I mean, almost.
No,
it's
it's
on
not.
the verge of freezing, but
No, it's not.
yes, it is.
Unpleasant. Well, 3 days ago it was 90 plus degrees. So
that is Minnesota
that's
weather.
It's a pretty good swing.
That is Minnesota weather, where it'll go from it'll swing almost 100 degrees in either direction, but especially when we get sub-zero, and it'll go from like -40 up to 40,
Ooh.
and then like back and forth. It's just like, oh.
Break your thermometer from where?
Yeah, if you during the winter, if your thermometer worked like a compass, you just see it spinning. It wouldn't know what to do. Like like when you go to the Bermuda Triangle and you see the compass spin.
What do you do?
Yeah, I keep wondering, when am I going to get that refund for all of the temperature we're missing most of the year? I mean, we're literally missing temperature for a good portion of the year. When you get negative.
Okay.
So that's not how you're at zero temperature, and then you get negative, so you're like negative. So we're missing temperature. I want it back.
So that's not how temperature works. If you wish it to work like that, you need to start using the Kelvin scale. Because if you get negative in the Kelvin scale, yes, we all need refunds.
All righty. Hey, why don't we get into why we are actually here?
Exactly. We're here to talk about news, and the first style of the week is going to be the fact that Apple TV has been working to get their new Apple TV app on various platforms. Last week talked about how it appeared very suddenly and excitingly on the Roku platform, and this week we're happy to announce it's now available on the Fire TV Stick. It's only on a few models at first. It looks like it's a couple of the different models, like the Fire Stick TV, the Fire TV Stick K4, and the Fire TV Stick 2nd Gen, with more models coming out soon. But this means, yes, you will be able to watch the Apple TV services and all your purchase content on this TV stick. It doesn't look like you're going to be able to make purchases directly on the stick, though.
And that is not just the U.S., but it's also Canada, UK, Germany, France, Italy, Spain, and India. So if you are in one of those countries, you are in luck.
This is one of those things that I would say it's good if it wasn't coming on the ears of us finding out the Disney Plus wasn't going to come on the Amazon. It's like, come on. If Apple and Amazon can make it work, Disney and Amazon can make it work.
Yeah, but that's okay. You're moving over to Roku, and all will be well.
It's getting closer and closer to that every day. I have one Roku device. I guess I will just buy more unless Amazon get their crap together in the next week.
Or you can just reserve all your Disney Plus watching for the device that has Roku, and then do everything else on your other stuff.
Bugging me in my office? I don't think so.
No, what you do is you take the super big TV from the living room, move it to your office, and then move the little one, that smaller one, to out to the living room, and then say, "There, everyone's happy."
Also, late breaking story today, not in this article, don't have a link for it, but it looks like it is also the Apple TV is coming to the Sony TVs, which means it is technically Android. The question is it going to be coming to more?
Well, so that just comes on the heels of we talked about previously that it was going to be available on Android TV. It's just that Sony has patched it into more of their TVs, which a lot of the Sony TVs are running Android. So we pretty much expected it would be on all of the Sony Android TVs, but you know, sometimes they get a little wonky with what apps are available when. So.
Notice W Scottish One just said that it looks like you will be able to watch Apple TV Plus within the web browser at tv.apple.com. I wonder what browsers they support. Sometimes Apple requires you to use Safari, just to be aware. But if that's the case, and whether or not that will have a Chromecast option would be interesting to see in the future too. We'll wait for more official word on this story.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, he says all major browsers.
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then
all right, PlayStation View. Lots of things been happening with PlayStation View this week. Earlier, more like late last week, they announced that they were putting PlayStation View up for sale to anybody who would be interested in buying it.
They were considering it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that kind of news was going to kind of messing around all weekend long of who would be interested in buying it. What does this mean? And then. Thanks, Badweed. Then suddenly, the PlayStation View is now officially being canceled as of January 30th, 2020. They've decided that they have not earned enough money with their product with 500,000 current subscribers. They're just going to let them go.
Well, I mean, they recently made the announcement of the PS5.
That doesn't affect PlayStation View.
They're like, We're just going to continue getting our money from consoles, and I don't know. I was never a fan of PlayStation View, but I know there were a lot of people that was their choice.
Oh yeah,
and we've always known that with the explosion of providers for over-the-top service, that not all of them are going to stick around. I am surprised that PlayStation View is the first one to pull out. I would have thought it would be like Sling, or we already lost AT&T's DirecTV Now, which wasn't surprising. I'm surprised to see this one go.
Yeah, me too. I always thought PlayStation View's biggest problem was their marketing, specifically their name and lack of anybody understanding what it is outside of PlayStation. They
suffer from the same problem as the AT&T stuff, where it's like, but I need a PlayStation to watch that? No. Yeah. But then why is it PlayStation? It's like when Microsoft calls stuff Xbox, and it's not like dedicated Xbox. If it's cross, like in Windows 10, you've got that stupid Xbox console companion or the Xbox gaming thing that's built into
Right.
Windows 10. It's like, but it's has nothing really to do with Xbox other than it's Microsoft. And yeah, I mean that's frustrating. Um, so I mean there is probably still a possibility that someone else could swoop in and buy it from them. I did see speculation someplace that maybe Apple would buy it, and I was like, I don't think that's. But yeah, you
Yeah.
never know.
I mean, the thing for me is I used PlayStation View for quite a while. I thought it was a very good service. I honestly think it's a little better than Hulu TV that I have now. Um, I think it was easier to find stuff. I liked the recording features better, like the way the DVR worked of like 28 days, better than the Hulu TV solution, which is a limited amount. Um, but I will say its price got more and more outrageous to where now it's basically the same price as me buying cable TV. And so I don't, you know, while I would be willing to pay the same price if that was what I needed, they both offer way more than I need. I just need a DVR and 10 and 5 channels. And I'm not willing to pay $60 a month for a DVR and 5 channels. Um, and so that's what killed it for me. And I feel like that was a common refrain that people got upset as the price went up by $10 every 3 months.
Yeah. I think one of the problems that they faced is that two of their direct competitors, which you named, or YouTube TV and Hulu TV, are live.
Mhm.
They, while they both provide video on demand, they also provide live TV. Hulu and YouTube both have their own originals. PlayStation View does not.
Yeah.
So that gives you, like there's a little bit more incentive, and then also, like I said last week with YouTube TV, although I never ever watch anything live, YouTube TV at least gets me no commercials on YouTube, and that is huge.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I mean, I pay for commercial free YouTube separately unless I'm on YouTube TV. And then I pay for them both because I forget to cancel the one. And they don't do that for you automatically.
Yeah.
I wonder why.
Yeah, that I think this is an opportunity for one of the smaller guys like a Fubo or somebody like that to come up and just say, sure, we'll buy that. And maybe some agreements they currently have, they have to renegotiate. I know that's a problem too. But if they can step in and make View TV, VUE TV, and keep that part of the name, drop PlayStation. Sony, we don't want that part of the name. Just let us keep View, and we'll call it View TV. And somebody could swoop in here and own that and make a huge hit in the market for them. So I vote one of the smaller guys do that.
Yeah, I mean, because in the story from last week about them considering sales, they had mentioned they were in talks with Fubo, but it didn't work out.
Okay.
I'm guessing Fubo's a small company, and I'm guessing they didn't want to spend the money that PlayStation wanted.
Oh, of course. Sony.
So it's like, okay, yeah. So they're basically rather than keeping it alive by selling it lower than they want, they're going to take their ball and go home.
Well, the problem with picking up something like View, like PlayStation View, is that you buy that subscriber base, so they've got a decent number of subscribers already, but you also buy into all of the contractual obligations that are part of that business as well. So, the ESPN deal, whatever price they're paying for it, that's going to be part of that service when you buy it. Now, if you've already got a business, so it's complicated, right? It's not just like I can say, well, I want to buy this for X number of, hundreds of millions of dollars, because there's there's all of the contracts. There's parts of it that you would buy and parts of it that you wouldn't buy, and it's a complicated purchase, and it's a question of how much do they really get. If you just buy the subscriber base but don't maintain the service as is, then that subscriber base likely jumps ship very quickly. And if you do maintain it as is, you get all the baggage of the contracts and stuff like that are in place.
Yeah. All right. Well, moving on. Sling TV, in a move that is for my new category called "Wait, this wasn't already a thing," is now available for you to watch on your Android device within the browser without having to download an app. They've already had support for other device browsers, like the Apple Safari browser, for several years now, it looks like. Recently, it looks like. But now you can watch your favorite Sling TV app without having to even download the app if you want.
Yeah, whatever.
What, if you ask me, more interesting news is on Android app. The Android app is that if you got the new Netflix version of the Android app, you can now watch your shows with either sped up or slow down speeds. You can watch shows up to 1.5 times the speed, or you can slow it down to half speed and watch your shows with.
I sense a new challenge.
Uh-oh.
See who can watch and comprehend the Gilmore Girls at 1.5. I know most people had trouble comprehending their fast talking at normal speed.
Right. But but this is a beautiful thing, because I love that challenge, but at the same time, you turn around to those people and say, and if you couldn't understand Gilmore Girls before, watch that 0.5, you'll begin to understand it and you'll like it, because it's actually hilarious.
It all of a sudden sounds all Southern.
Well, what?
BioCow says impossible at half the speed.
That would be. I didn't dislike Gilmore Girls. My wife liked it a lot, and I didn't have a problem
you weren't the
sitting
demographic.
down and watching it. However, at half speed, that would be brutal. Because that was not a a really fast-paced show to begin with. Though they did talk fairly quickly. I liked that. That was part of what the character that made the show enjoyable.
Yeah.
It's the same writers went on to do Marvelous Miss Maisel, and you get the same fast talking in there too. So, yep. That's good stuff. So I want to try this. I might just because I usually don't watch on my Android device, but I might just try this out to see what it's like. I'm curious.
Documentaries might be good this way.
Sounds great for news.
Because a lot of those documentaries like to talk real slow and pause for dramatic. Just get to the point. Were there really aliens in South America or not?
Find out.
I think that
next time
you get your documentaries, you've got news, things like basically the kinds of things that you get out of podcasts, which a lot of people like to watch their podcasts at slightly higher rates, or listen to their podcast at slightly higher rates. You get the same benefit here, right? Like, it would look silly to watch the people moving, to watch an action movie at high speed, but it would make sense for news, documentaries.
So what you're saying is this is good if you're playing Netflix while you're driving to work.
Yes.
Oh no! Don't do that.
Well, you're not necessarily looking at the screen, just listening.
Yeah. Okay. If you do that, that's fine.
Because if you're in a situation where you're not actually watching, that would be weird. Watching it.
It's okay if you're in your Tesla, though, right?
No.
Well, you get those hands on Amazon, so that, and then you can do this.
No. All right. So HBO Max is coming up for AT&T, and it's a good thing because HBO Max is gonna be hopefully a hit for them. That's because AT&T has been having a lot of troubles. Warner Media is reporting a revenue fall of 4.4%, a loss of 1.2 million premium TV users, and it looks like AT&T now has lost 200,000 subscribers. So this is not good for Team Blue Stripes here. They've been kind of it feels like they've been doing a lot of things wrong recently that just have been making it look like it's beginning to look a little desperate, if you ask me.
They made some terrible decisions, branding
Price hikes,
wise. They just
problems.
made people throw up their hands and say, I give up, I'm out. But the way they got most of those subscribers too was kind of convoluted, and they weren't people that were gonna stick around, because they were, various versions of discounted or free, which all went away when they changed the name, and then expecting those people to stick around for the new iteration at a significant price hike. Yeah, no. I was one of those people that when they said, oh, yeah, you're no longer grandfathered in, I said, I'm out. They said, oh, you can resubscribe. And I said, nope. I'm not paying for it. At least not that much. And when it was $5 a month because of my service plan, sure.
Right.
But, nah. But the big thing, though, is in the next story.
Right.
Wait, before we go on, we have to address the fact that there's a series coming out called The Boondocks that's based on a novel series, Doom Patrol, Sesame Street, Spirited Away, and Adventure Time. That's an interesting combination of shows.
No, you.
I understand, but the first time I read that sentence, I was like,
it's just Engadget is not known for their grammar. No, there is it's also named The Boondocks.
Doom
a
Patrol
series named on you're forgetting to pause with the commas. But no, I wouldn't mind like watching something called The Boondocks that was based on Cersei, Doom Patrol, Sesame Street, Spirited Away, and Adventure Time.
Yep,
I mean,
that'd be
there's
pretty
at
awesome.
least 3 things in there that I hold dear. So
that would be a great show.
I mean, that would be. I think I might get torches and pitchforks, but I might say that might be a better version of The Boondocks.
Well, I think that would actually probably hit kind of close to that SNL skit that we saw a couple of weeks ago for the Oscar the Grouch.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I mean, yeah, and I don't know.
Anyway, sorry, I had to share.
So
it's funny to me.
Moving on to the next story. Hey guys, did you know that HBO Max is going to be free
for everybody?
Yeah, not quite. Here's the no, it's gonna be kind of complicated. Here, are you an AT&T subscriber? Can you get your TV through AT&T? Okay.
Oh,
so
no.
it is
no.
Do you get AT&T TV?
No.
Do you get Uverse?
No.
Okay, well, you could get AT&T HBO Max.
TV Uverse is not available in my neck of the woods.
So you could,
but I am
HBO
a wireless subscriber.
I don't know. Let's see. Okay, fine. Do you get HBO?
I get free HBO through my wireless my wireless service.
I wonder if that'll work because they will give it to you if you pay for HBO directly. They will give you a 1-year subscription for HBO Max.
Yeah, the article specifically says that if you are a premium, if you have a premium wireless package, which is what gets you the free HBO right now, then you can trade in that.
Oh,
you can trade in your free HBO for a year of HBO Now.
Hmm.
And I went, probably not, because it's again they're pulling the same thing that they pulled with DirecTV now, where they're saying, "Hey, all of you that are currently AT&T customers, we're giving you a sweetheart deal because they specified they want as many customers to sign up for HBO Max. Their goal is to hit 50 million HBO Max subscribers by 2025. They don't care how they get them in the door."
Hmm.
And it's the same thing that they're experiencing now, where they got all the people in the door and then say, "Oh, well, your 1 year is up. Would you like to stick around for..."
Right.
And I mean, yes, this is a $14 or $15 price tag, which is the same price as HBO Now. So if you're currently an HBO Now subscriber, it makes absolutely no sense not to make the change,
Right.
because it's the same price. You're getting the same thing. If you are a HBO subscriber through a cable company, you'll just automatically get it because you get HBO Now. So therefore, you'll just get HBO.
Actually, it looks like that if you get it, is somehow not directly through HBO now. You actually might have to pay for it extra. It looks like it is.
Yeah, there was something. Where was I reading?
I'm guessing.
I'll find it.
You have to
But
be billed directly from HBO
Right.
for your HBO Now service in order for it to count. It's
Right.
like,
but
come on.
yeah, but either way,
This is
there.
their naming system.
If
Why do
you
they
are
have to make
currently an HBO subscriber, or you are currently a AT&T customer of one flavor or another, there is a possibility that you could get HBO Max for free or subsidized, but that's only for a year. The subscription price is looking to be $15 a month, which is about the same as HBO Now. You just don't get the HBO. Like, if you're a cable subscriber, you're getting HBO Go.
So I have a question.
You won't get this.
I have a silly question.
Yes,
Essentially, they want people off of HBO and onto HBO Max, right?
that's their new thing. Yeah,
Kind of, right? And HBO Max has some new features, but it's the same price.
yeah.
Why didn't they just say, "Hey, we're rebranding. HBO is now HBO Max, and you, if you had it before, you've got it now, and it's the same price." Everybody would be like, "That's cool. I'm getting the same thing, but with more stuff."
I believe that it has to be a separate entity so that they can get credit for the new subscribers. If you leave HBO and go to this, then you get, it's growing. Yeah, I don't know.
Oh God!
But that's why I said we're looking at the same thing that led up to the current drop of 1.2 million subscribers from AT&T because of the whole debacle with DirecTV Now, then changing it to AT&T TV Now. And
like I said, AT&T has this habit of vastly overcomplicating things. Nobody cares or wants to have to like get a degree to understand what you're, you get a, like, you have to go to school to understand their legalese. It's ridiculous. Just give it to everybody that has HBO with your service now. Make it simple. Don't complicate things. Give it to them for 3 months free, and if they like it, they'll pay for it after that. If they don't like it, then you screwed up anyways, and they were never going to stick with it.
So W Scottus 1 asked, if you get HBO Max for free with HBO Now, what's the point of this new service? So, okay, you don't get it for free with HBO Now. If you are currently an HBO Now subscriber, it will cost the same, so there's no reason not to change. The main reason for HBO Now, as I understand it, is to attract more people, because there are a lot of people out there that don't subscribe to HBO because whatever reason. Well, all of this other stuff included with HBO may be more attractive for that same $15 price. Like I said, I was, if looking at HBO, if I wasn't getting it free through AT&T, I wouldn't have HBO at all. I'm not paying $15 for HBO. HBO Max is a little bit more, it's a little bit more appealing, more bang for the buck potentially, because you're also getting Cinemax and some other originals, and but I don't know. Yeah, exactly. HBO Max in 27 easy steps. All I know is fast forward about 2 to 3 years from now, and we're going to be seeing the previous story just change the words from DirecTV now to HBO Max.
Max, right. Hey, let's talk about hardware. NVIDIA's got their new Shield. It's official, and we can see that we have two models available to us. One called the NVIDIA Shield TV Pro, or whatever they call it. It's the Pro model, which looks an awful lot like the old one. It's got an updated Tegra T1 Plus chipset with some cool new features. And also, there's a newer, less expensive NVIDIA Shield that looks like a cylinder. It looks like a cigar case or something like that.
It looks a lot like this. You know what's funny about that?
What is that?
This is my favorite cologne. It's literally the same package.
It's got an HDMI input. It's got a built-in Ethernet port if you want to do that. It takes the power through this as well through it. It's supposed to be laying in line with the other wires. Actually, I kind of like that design for a very small stick-style thing. So I actually like that design a bit if it's supposed to get out
I'm
of the way.
afraid it's going to roll off my entertainment center, fall
Yeah, or
behind, and I'll never be able to find it again.
That is a problem. The good news is the remote won't roll away because it's triangular shaped. But one of the biggest features they're talking about with this is this new AI powered HD to 4K upscaling, and they've got some videos showing what it looks like. And also, you can do it live while you're on the screen. You actually have a slider, so you can slide back and forth, see the difference between the original video and the 4K upscaling. It's supposedly amazing, and people are saying it's great. I can't tell because I'm looking at it through a 1080p monitor, so whatever.
Yeah. So this is interesting because last week we talked about how the Pro was leaked on Amazon.
Right.
We were not expecting the second device.
Correct.
While it shouldn't be surprising because for years they had two levels of this.
Actually, I looked back into it. They did a second release, but it still had the same chipset in it. It was essentially the same thing inside.
In the original NVIDIA Shield, you had one that was a little bit more budget, and then one that was more for gaming.
I think the only difference was one had the remote and one had the controller.
I remember the specs were slightly, and maybe it was just controller, but no, I was completely surprised though that they're actually different form factors.
Yep.
Yeah.
Besides the form factor, you also get like additional USB ports available to you for expansion of storage, and you also get the ability to use different things that I think like if you wanted to do a Plex server, you have to have the Pro to do something like that. So
yeah. And I do like that they pointed out in the article that that weird Toblerone shaped remote, it looks a lot like Neil Young's Pano music player.
That's true.
That I'd completely forgot about. That was ridiculous at the time. I just put the link in the chat. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that controller. I'll have to wait. Now I'm debating, do I want to save like $50 and get the round one? Or do I just want the traditional shield shaped one?
This sounds I gotta say that this sounds outstanding. I'm actually genuinely interested in the upgraded version, the higher end device. It sounds like it's got some really cool features.
Well,
The enhanced upscaling sounds really worthwhile. Having a nice 4K TV, I think that sounds very interesting to me. Um, I do question the remote though. I mean,
I
you have to have it in your hand to know, but it just doesn't seem like it makes sense. My hand isn't triangular. It's
well, I mean, but when you're holding it, it kind of is. Because,
well,
uh,
no, because it's nicely the shape of a Roku remote, right? Or of a Fire TV remote, which is a slight dome,
well, you
but
got to remember that this remote is thinner in width, so therefore your hand is closed more, which
more.
gives you a
It,
deeper pocket. I mean, they pointed out that it looks weird, but it actually feels really good in the hand. And again, like I said, it's really gonna have. We'll see. We'll see when we get it. I wasn't. I was okay with the old Android TV remote. Um, but yeah, I
yeah,
am now torn because I need a new Android TV. I need one. I know Matt's happy because you've got a Shield right now
I
that
have
you
the
use.
Shield.
That's your daily driver.
It's on the big TV right now,
Yeah.
and
So
I use it, and I use it to often to watch some shows and also to bring up the free gaming streaming experience and try that out. I do that pretty often now. So
so let me ask you, since you already have an existing Shield, you've got the previous not updated one. Uh,
I've okay.
You
Yes.
got the one because they did the refresh back in May, right?
Yeah, and I think I got
You got
I
yours
think I
before that,
got
right?
I got it before May, but I got it when they finally released a version that didn't have the controller and it brought down the price to 199.
Yeah,
At
yeah,
which point it was like, I'll make this into my Plex server. That was the plan.
yep.
And I did
So
that for a little while.
you got one
Moved
of the
on from
ones
there.
that was the final push to clear out their inventory before the
Right.
refresh.
Okay.
So I'm curious. So since you're technically the new one is barely improved over the refreshed one.
Right.
So does this are you looking to upgrade to one
No.
of these? Are either of these appealing?
Oh yes, actually, because the prices come down so much. I mean,
Mhm.
190, 149. If I was to say, hey, somebody up to come up to me and ask me, hey, I think I want to try an Android TV, I'd say get the 149 Shield
Yeah.
because that's probably you're not going to be disappointed with it. It's going to be a great Android TV for years to come.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, and then plus, I mean, if the Shield has always been a no-brainer for anyone that wants to game in their living room.
right. If you
There,
want to do the gaming, it's actually a good choice. And I would
yes.
possibly do the Pro because I like having the extra USB ports, and
Mhm.
so I can plug actual physical controllers in because I have batteries.
Yeah,
So yes,
I
but
may actually go this route instead of like a Roku device in order to get my Disney Plus on my main TV.
this is going to be on store shelves, showing it off in your big box stores shortly.
you can
Go
order it.
and
You
see
can
it.
buy it right now.
I know, but if you want, wait a little bit, walk into the store and try out that upscaling thing on it. Try to see if you like the remote in your hand. Of course, I always recommend people actually touch things before they buy them, if they can. So yeah, do that and make your decision. It's totally cool.
Yeah, and I will say, and we've talked a lot over the years that I am really a fan of Google's Android TV as a platform. The only reason I left for Roku was because there were a lot of missing apps.
Yep, many of them
And
come back since.
that is finally coming around. So I've been at the point where I'm ready for a new Android TV so I can jump back in and see. I mean, because if you're an Android user, it makes perfect sense. Kind of like Apple TV makes perfect sense if you're an iOS user.
Yeah.
Um, rather than hanging out in Switzerland with us Roku people. You know,
I have so many Android games that does actually work on the
yeah.
Android TV,
Well, and that was
and
the
it's just like,
beauty.
Okay, cool. I could just download the game and play it. That's great.
Even the bone like bare bones spec me box
Hmm.
that we
Could
got
do a
a
lot of
couple
them.
years ago, I was playing Asphalt 8 on that on my TV perfectly fine, and I loved it.
Right.
That's pretty much all I did other than watch like Netflix,
Yeah.
um but it was beautiful. And that's a game that, it
You
would
play a
play it on
lot.
my computer. Um and
So
yeah,
are
so
the games are supported through a streaming service, so it's kind of like Stadia, right? Or
well,
is that
there's
not?
different. That's the NVIDIA gaming, which is the benefit that the Pro gives you, is for the NVIDIA gaming, which is a streaming service.
Yeah,
Um,
interesting. I'll have to look into that.
yeah, but Android TV also runs and native Android games,
Hmm.
which are locally stored.
Right.
Um,
So if you have an NVIDIA card in your computer, you can also stream games from your computer to your TV. A lot of them work. Also, if you want to stream from a lot of the Steam games, you can stream the Steam games in your house to your NVIDIA Shield as well. It's really a gaming TV platform with lots of little options. Many of them are free. Many of them are
Mhm.
easy to set up. So if you're interested in it, if for a gamer, I would go ahead and say go ahead and get the $50 extra one because it gives you a little extra options and it's a little bit better at all that. But for if you want a good Android TV box, I'm going to be. I mean, I can't think of a better one right
no,
now.
it's been the high benchmark for Android
Right.
TV since day one.
Hey guys, Apple TV is coming out. Apple TV Plus,
Yay.
and it's got shows
No,
and
it's got shows, but how many good shows does it have?
one. So the reviewers have been able to finally come out and actually say things about the shows and reviewers, and pretty much they all say the same thing. Yes, the good show is For All Mankind. The rest of them are, eh.
Oh, and you know what, Brian? I think Brian Brushwood's been vindicated because all this time he's been saying it's gonna be great. He didn't say everything's gonna be great. It's gonna be great, and apparently it is For All
One of the show.
Mankind.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so it looks like it's the morning show is getting kind of mediocre reviews. See, some people are saying they aren't and compelled as they first were thought they're going to be. Dickinson, people who are trying to understand it because they don't understand because it's just
It makes
weird.
no sense.
It makes no sense. And For All Mankind is the one show where they're like, oh, okay, I
Well,
get
it's
it.
Ronald D. Moore.
This is a good retelling of history, and with a great cast and a great science special effects, and it's trying to be accurate in the science. So people are actually liking that one. So
I was before the show, I was chiding Jimmy a little bit because he conveniently is absent every time there's bad news for Apple. So
conspiracy theory.
It's like the equivalent of calling in sick when you don't want to go to a meeting or give hear the results of a report. Yeah. I just laughed. I read this. I giggled. So
All right. Hey, YouTube Music is now available on your Apple device, and actually it's been available for a while, but now it interfaces correctly with Siri, which means you can ask Siri to actually play something through the app, do next track, previous track, things like that. And also there's a new app for desktop, which allows you to use the YouTube Music app through your desktop. I need to try that.
and I'm not surprised by this announcement because it was a week or two ago that we talked about how the YouTube services were no longer going to be taking like subscriptions through the Apple Store.
Mm-hmm.
And I had wondered if they were going to be rolling out some new integration that they didn't want to share with Apple, and this is probably it. So, because they knew there's going to be a lot more people jumping on YouTube Music from their iPhone. They don't want to share those subscriptions with Apple. But again, this is one of those. Why didn't it already work?
Right.
Why did we have to wait this long?
Apparently, you had to wait this long because you had to wait for iOS 13, which finally opened up the abilities for those.
And that's the haunted update.
It kind of is. It's been having some issues.
I think that you also have to remember, I mean, while it is true that this probably should have existed forever ago, Apple has always focused on their stuff.
Oh, no, I get that. I'm just saying
it isn't their thing. They offer a music service. Why are you even using a YouTube app on an Apple device? Don't you understand that that's what Apple's products are for?
Because Apple didn't have a streaming TV service, so these people signed up for YouTube TV, and as part of YouTube TV, they got a discounted thing for YouTube Music. They want to listen on their device.
Right.
That's not how Steve Jobs would like it.
Well, Steve Jobs is dead, so I don't care what he would like.
True. Not false.
Even if he was alive, I still don't care what he wants.
Well, how about this? Would you like to know that your beloved students are going to get Apple Music that use Apple Music are going to get Apple TV for free?
Okay.
Basically, it's a deal that they're giving away, which currently, if you get Apple Music plan, you can go ahead and get your Apple TV Plus for free as well. So students get everything for free. This is them trying to suck everybody into the new service and trying to get everybody, all predestined to use that, which is, Apple holding on to their user base. I get that. But I'm still holding truth to this one single idiom for everybody here. I was on idiom.
Okay.
If Disney Plus performs worse than Apple TV does, the cult of Apple is real. I've said this before, but if this happens, if Disney Plus is outperformed by Apple TV Plus
with one good show,
I don't care if there are because it's Disney who should be just mopping the floor versus Apple TV, which is new to this, and so they should be having some struggles. If they sell more subscriptions to Apple TV Plus than what Disney gets, the cult of Mac is true and alive, and I'm.
So I agree that would obviously be a sign of the apocalypse coming. However, what I would say is, I'll quote Jimmy, what Jimmy would say, except not about Apple. I'm sure Apple will make hundreds of dollars on Apple TV.
Oh yeah. Oh, they'll make several hundreds of dollars.
Oh, yeah.
But
I'm just saying that Apple TV is going to be a flop. Despite the cult of Apple, they are not producing what they need to get people to stick around.
They have 1 year.
It depends on the metrics that are used, because we already know that you're going to get everybody that buys a iDevice this year is getting a free, whether they use it or not, they're getting a free subscription. Will they count?
Those metrics don't matter to Apple, because Apple in the end is only concerned with dollars and cents. They don't have the same. So AT&T is a service provider business that is beholden to its stockholders. Apple has so much more that if this is a loss leader, then that's fine. But only if it is bringing people to the product, or keeping people with the product, or getting people to pay, right? So if people are taking advantage of it free because they bought it, that doesn't do anything for Apple, and they won't keep the business around. It's got to either bring new customers, get money directly from existing customers, or it's got to keep people from leaving for other hardware that matches better with the services they want.
But I was to say, Matt, get your tinfoil hat ready. Because if you look at this story through the lens of the previous story, it makes more sense. Because now that YouTube TV or YouTube Music can be controlled by Siri, they have an incentive to drive more people to Apple Music.
Yeah.
So now they're like, oh, hey, if you get the Apple Music, if you know, get it, and you can, as a student, give up the other stuff. Just get the Apple Music, and we'll give you Apple TV for free. Because I don't think this would be a thing if it wasn't for that other story.
Yeah.
Somehow I think it would be that thing anyways. All right. Sirius XM radio. You know, you guys who love to get your satellite radio thing going on, basically you people who are addicted to Howard Stern, now have another option to how you can listen. Google Assisted devices will start allowing you to turn on various Sirius XM stations as long as you have a subscription. And we're still going to start seeing the various hardware devices like the displays, and also start happening this next week.
Okay.
Another one of those, hey, this wasn't already a thing? Apparently Alexa's had this for 2 years now, so
Yeah.
they decided to flip the switch finally, maybe, or more likely.
I'm guessing that Sirius
Some
XM
type of
probably had some sort of agreement with Amazon that said, hey, exclusivity for this much time.
For 2 years.
Because it makes absolutely no sense. Because I know that Sirius XM is not doing great. So why would they limit themselves intentionally to one if there wasn't some sort of incentive?
Don't know.
But okay, congratulations. This is not something I've ever even thought to ask my Google Home to do.
Oh, there are people who love their Howard Stern. All right. Well, with that,
I believe there are support groups for that, and possibly over-the-counter creams.
And with that, that is the news for the week, everybody.
Sweet. Alrighty. Real quick, since we are already an hour in. If you are currently a patron to this show, we appreciate and love every single one of you. You are awesome. You support us, even though you don't have to. And if you are not a patron, but you find some value in what we do and would like to contribute, that's patreon.com/the VOD Squad. We won't beat you over the head with it. We all know how that works. So, Thanks. Real quick, let's check in on the movie draft. Big Voice Jay, what's going on?
Welcome to your Red Lake Movie Draft Minute, presented by DiamondClub.tv for the week of October 28th, 2019. I'm your host, Big Voice Jay, brought to you by Karma, the new downtown bistro. There's no menu, you get what you deserve. Let's go to the scoreboard. Team BS with BNS is in last place, still waiting for their first film. Team Movie Party's in fifth place with $1.7 million. Team Geek.io gets an electrifying boost from the current war, and fourth place with $47.6 million. Team Makescape is in third place with $49.8 million. Team Game Night is in second place with $74.9 million. And in first place, it's Team VOD Squad with $358.3 million. That's your Stream Team Movie Draft Minute. For up-to-date listings, follow Stream Team Draft on Twitter.
Hooray. You guys are doing good.
Joker is basically making all our money, so we're really happy about that.
A couple weeks until Frozen 2 comes and puts you in your place.
Well, no, the first week will hold you off. I'm pretty certain we're going to hold you off for the first week. After that, all bets are off. You're probably going to beat us.
But also, what will be helping is the fact that Jojo Rabbit goes into wide release next week.
Really? What's wide?
I believe everywhere.
Have you seen it yet?
No, because it's only playing in 55 theaters so far.
Well, you're in a biggish city.
No, I can't see it until next weekend, which is what I'm waiting for. But you know, I was kind of bummed by the 1 million that or almost 2 million that we currently reached, until Matt pointed out before the show that that's only 55 theaters.
Mm-hmm.
So 1 million from 55 theaters
It's pretty
is
good.
way better than the normal limited release of like 1,000 theaters.
Right.
So
Yeah, we have the same problem with Parasite, and it's also doing really well. We're up to a couple hundred theaters now it's in, and so it keeps bringing in money. Parasite is going to bring us more money than Jexy. Sad. Jexy is such a bomb for us. And Maleficent, while it did not do well its first week, it is still raking in some money. I suspect it'll rake in some money all the way through the holiday season because kids like to go to the
it's gonna
Disney
do
films.
the
Slow burn.
yeah.
It might take $100 million. If it takes $100 million, I'm
Oh,
okay with it.
That'll be
I'll be okay with that. And so, also W Scott S1 in the chat who is really happy with his pick for the Addams Family, which is actually doing rather well, better than I expected it to.
He's happy that it's making 75 million because that's more than they got from their entire slate last draft.
Yes, indeed.
I think I'm a little concerned. I'm happy. I'd like to say that we have a sudden cancellation in the rest of the movie draft, and
we're done. We're taking the ball home.
We won, and whatever else happens after this is just an alternate.
So
reality.
if the doc stops working come another week and a half from now, and then it's just like nope, it's not possible to get any more numbers. The draft is over. It's
don't know what happened.
Conspiracy.
Sorry.
Just
don't know what happened.
It's just total coincidence that the guy running the dock happens to be on that team. I mean, that's something that I would pull. You don't think to my level.
I'm a little disappointed in Maleficent's performance. Hoping that it would be more like 80 or 90 at this point. It had a really low opening weekend, and it isn't trailing off as much as some, so we might get a little bit more out of it. But yeah, I mean, once Frozen 2 comes out, it's dead, and it won't make it that far anyways. I do look forward to Cats bringing in about 500 million though.
I don't think it'll be that much, but I seriously think it'll pull in 100 million
for us to have a chance to win.
I seriously think it's going to pull in 100 million.
Yeah,
I really do.
For us to win, it's going to have to pull in closer to 500, though. I think. I don't think we're going to get a lot out of 21 Bridges, and
you never know.
All the rest are pretty much done. So,
who knows? Joker could keep going and going and going and going. You never know.
But I think we will be lucky at this point to hit 500.
So, Mike, back to your original question. No, I haven't seen JoJo yet, but Al-Anon has, and he says it was absolutely fantastic. And he and I are pretty much in line with our tastes, so I know I'm gonna love it.
And so I'm sorry, Clyde. That means it's not going to make much money.
I know.
The rule of Clyde still applies.
I know it's not going to make as much as it could or should, but it will still make some money.
All right, I have a quick question. What do you think Terminator Dark Fate's going to do this weekend? It's basically launching by itself. Do you think it's going to make a good amount of money? Hundreds of dollars, he says. It went to who got that this weekend? They got to game night and they spent $22 on it. Think it's going to make 200 million?
No.
Oh, okay.
It might make 100 and something, but I don't think it's going to make two.
I'm going to call 115.
I put my guess in originally at 90.
90. Yeah,
90 million.
Might be true. It is.
It's gonna be someplace between Addams Family and whatever else is near Addams Family.
All right. Well, I'm still loving. I'm really enjoying this. Every week it's fun. I really hope everybody else is enjoying this as much as I am. So,
W. Scott S1. The problem with Jumanji though is I am super excited for that movie, and I am gonna go see it like the first chance I get. So
sorry. Ah.
See, that's why I never buy. I've learned not to buy movies that I want to see. But except Jojo Rabbit, I couldn't live with myself if I let someone else have it.
I goad you through that a little bit. I did nudge you just a little bit.
Oh
on
no,
that
I
one.
was going to take it no matter what.
Just so you know. No, I
was determined
introduced you
have
to it.
Yeah. So, all righty.
This is Clyde's. He's gonna buy that.
Should we just forego rants and raves because Matt's kind of got a heart out.
I do, but I can make mine quick if you want.
Sure. Here we go.
Okay.
Okay.
That was loud. All right. So my thing I wanted to say is that we have been blocking YouTube in my house for the past several weeks.
On purpose?
Because certain young children in the house are spending all their time on YouTube.
Oh, okay.
So we have basically had a hard and fast rule of YouTube's blocked. You can't go there. And then one of the side effects of blocking YouTube in the house has been no YouTube TV.
Oh, yeah.
So we've been living without YouTube TV. Every once in a while, I can go in there. I have a pie hole. That's how I'm doing it. And we can. It's not as bad as you think.
Okay.
And I can turn it off for like an hour, like after our son goes to bed, so we can watch a show on YouTube TV if we want to. But we're finding we can watch almost everything on other services at this point, which begs the question: should we continue buying YouTube TV? And I can watch pretty much everything on other things now, so I don't know at this point. It's okay. I'll let you keep you guys updated what we think about that as we move along if you're interested.
For about the last month, every day I go into YouTube TV and there's nothing in my DVR.
Slow season.
Because, and I mean, because 90% of the stuff I watch is attached to Hulu, so new episodes show up there.
Where everything's in Hulu or CBS All Access for us, or in Philo, and so it seems like we got everything covered at this point.
Although, and I'll add this as a rave. I found out that even though YouTube was shutting down their premium content, the new series they didn't actually cancel them all. There was that show Impulse,
right?
That was set in the Looper universe. Was really good. It's coming back there for season 2.
Cool.
Because I mean, they were continuing with Cobra Kai. Even though the YouTube what were they calling it?
Premium. Red before,
it was
but premium.
The Red Tube before, or YouTube Red. I was stuck. The Ryan Hansen show everybody kept saying, "Wait, the porn site?" That was the running joke. But a couple of the shows that I liked on there are actually coming back for another season. So there's that.
Yeah, we'll see.
Mike, anything?
Yeah, I don't have a lot. I mean, been working like crazy. So
baseball.
Yeah, so World Series. I was going to watch The Masked Singer tonight. Went to go watch it, and I was disappointed to find out that it wasn't on, but I did get to watch some of the World Series with.
But you got to watch The Masked Catcher.
The Masked Catcher, yeah, that's true. And the Masked Umpire, and
there needs to be more masks.
So it was a lot of fun watching a little bit of baseball, explaining it to my daughter, and seeing the Houston Astros doing well. I'm not a big Astros fan, but I live in Texas, so I get to be one.
You're Astro adjacent.
Right.
Yeah, I'm Astro adjacent. So it's been pretty fun. I really would have liked to have watched The Masked Singer. There was actually a great article that I looked up to see why I couldn't find it on the thing, because I didn't even know what channel it was on. And Cosmo had a wonderful article about why this is the only sport that matters is The Masked Singer. It was rather humorous.
Well, you should be able to watch that episode if it got preempted. You should be able to watch it on Hulu.
They because it's done live, it's actually just going to be on next week.
Oh, they didn't actually do it this week.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
I think.
All right. So it sounds like what you're saying is there needs to be people wearing lucha libre masks while playing baseball.
that would make me happy.
Okay.
And no designated hitter rule. That's
Yes.
just boring. All right. Well, we'll go ahead and wrap this up. Thanks, everybody, for hanging out with us tonight. Thanks, guys, for joining me. We do this every Wednesday night, 9 p.m. Central, here on Twitch. If you're watching this after the fact, join us sometime. It's a lot more fun when you're in the chat and you can yell at us or contribute to the conversation.
Please contribute. Don't yell so much.
I laughed in the middle of this episode.
I'm good at ignoring. Like the guy that popped in and said that we had nice chairs. But yeah.
I don't remember that.
Oh, he had a funky name
Okay.
that I would never say on the stream. Yeah, but again, we do this every week. Titles. If you're here live, head on over to tbs.showbot.tv. Pick your favorite titles, and we will do that. Stick around in the post show. Everybody else, if you're not going to be sticking around, we will see you next week. Thanks, everybody.
Have a spooky Halloween night.
Bye.